A very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the awareness session of Suns Out with Google Summer of Code 2024, organized by the Slit FOSS community. So, today we are going to have an enlightening session that delves into the world of Google Summer of Code or GSOC and into coding. So, we have four brilliant speakers in line for you to give you an idea of what this GSOC or Google Summer of Code is and how you can also contribute and participate in this as well. So, without taking much of your time, let me introduce our first speaker who has been a part of this community for a while now. He is a software engineer at Tilly, a GSOC mentor at OpenMRS, a GSOC student of 2020-22 at OpenMRS, and he is Anjula Samarasinghe. He will be giving us an introduction into what GSOC is, why it's important, and how GSOC works, and the timeline of GSOC. Anjula, over to you.
Thank you, Saura, for that introduction. Let me share my screen. All right. Yeah. So, hi, I'm Anjula. I think Saura gave a good introduction about me, so I don't going over that again. So yeah, let's start. I will be giving you an introduction about Google Summer of Code, uh, how this works, how the timeline works, should you do it, and what are the benefits of doing it. So those things will be covered by me. So before moving on to GSOC, we need to understand what is open source. So basically, open source is that software, computer softwares that we can get the source code. And the source code needs to be under an open source license. So if you have been using a project, if you have been forking projects from GitHub, you might have seen that there's a license. So, so this project that the source code is being available public doesn't mean it's an open source project. So there should be a license, open source license in order to become it a open source software. So with the software, we can study them, we can change them, and we can make sort of improvements, and also we can distribute this software under this open source license. So you might have heard about VLC, Linux, Apache, Ubuntu, MySQL, Postgres. There are a lot of open source projects around the world. So what is GSOC? So GSOC is an online international program that designed to encourage new contributors to join open source projects and to join open source communities, and also to basically to contribute to this whole open source world. So throughout this program, a contributor will work on an open source project that will be guided under a mentor that is from that relevant community. So, okay, so why Google does this? If you take a look at why Google have been doing this competition or the program for now, it's like 20 years. The main reasons are they want to get new people into this whole open source thing, and also with those people, we need to build new software so we can use them. And also the organizations that participating in this GSOC force will be benefiting them from GSOC because they can get new contributors and like excited developers to stay with their community. So this is like one of the few programs that Google has been continuing. If you can remember, like they had quite a few competitions back in the day. They had Hash Code, Code Jam, I think Coding also. now archived, so they are not continue those competition. But this GSOC program is still continue, and this is the 20th year. So yeah, so this is something that they have been doing for a long time. So here's an overview of what's happening on GSOC. So in order to become a GSOC student, you must be at least 18 years old. And so they have mentioned that you need to be a beginner to open source. So that means you are not like a seasoned open source developer that who have ton of experience. This is to aim to get new contributors to open source. So there are three type of projects. Those are small size, medium size, and large sized. So these small sized projects are a new addition this year. So previously we had only medium and large projects. So usually there will be like 12-week coding period for a medium sized project. Since now we have like small size projects which is like half sized than the medium, so there'll be projects that take like 6 weeks as well. So so yeah, during these 12 weeks you will be working on a project that you wrote a proposal, and the community and the relevant mentors will be guiding you throughout this whole 12 weeks. And when you apply to GSOC, you can apply to up to 3 projects. And also, you will get a stipend. So last year, a medium-sized project, they gave a stipend of $1,500. A large-size project got like $3,000. So there will be a good stipend will be paid during this period as well. Uh, we don't know like how much they will pay per small, but I think it will be around $750, which is also great if you're a student. Yeah. So yeah, why should you apply? So this is a quite a bit of a learning experience. As I mentioned before, this is aimed to get new people into open source. So this is open source culture is a little bit different than your traditional closed source software. So you will be learning new things throughout this program. I can guarantee you that you won't be the same person as the person that was you were when you are starting contributing to your project. So this is like a really great learning experience. And yeah, so it's also a great achievement. Usually there will be around 1,000 students selected each year, but there will be like thousands of students applying for GSOC every year. So this has a higher competition. So getting selected itself is a great achievement. And also you'll be able to improve your development skills. So there are different types of projects. You can find projects from like mobile development, web development, and also like system application sort of applications as well. And the new addition is this year is like AI and machine learning projects. So when you're contributing to your project, you will learn a lot of things. You will learn from writing your proposal to getting it deployed. You have to write tests, you have to configure pipelines, so those sort of things. You need to do all these things throughout this project, so it will hone your development skills. So this is also a great advantage of doing GSOC. And the building your network. So during this GSOC period, as I mentioned, you will get a mentor, and you will be communicating with that relevant community. So it is a really great networking experience. You will get to know a lot of people. There can be a wide variety of people. There can be really professional developers and also beginners. So building your network as a software engineer or in this tech industry is really important, and GSOC is going to be a great opportunity for that. And also, if you are passionate about coding, if you are passionate about writing great quality code and also like building uh, software solutions for real world problems, this is your chance. Mentorship, yeah, as I mentioned, you'll be getting a mentor. So usually these mentors have higher experience than you, and they have a deep understanding about the project. Uh, they have a deep understanding of these programming languages. So getting into GSOC, you will get sort of a mentorship as well. And the stipend, I don't have to go into that, it's going to help you. And international credibility. So yeah, so this is organized by Google. I don't have to tell you about Google. So everyone knows about Google. So having that part saying that you did Google Summer of Code in your CV is going to be an advantage. And also this is going to create some the job opportunities as well. It can be in that organization itself, uh, for a, because that organizations know you, know how you work, that they know that you can deliver a product on time, and so so if they can give you a contract or a job to work with their core team. For example, the OpenMRS has a fellowship program, which is a go-to thing for people those who did GSOC. So there was some sort of job opportunities as well around GSOC. So I think everyone should apply GSOC, especially when they are in the undergraduate period. Am I good enough? So yeah. So when it comes to applying for GSOC, you don't have to have a computer science degree or IT major or something like that, or you don't have to have like 5 years of programming experience. You don't need anything like that, but you need to have uh, an at least one programming language that you are comfortable with, and also you need to have great soft skills. So in here we have independence. What I mean by that is, so when you're working on a GSOC project, you'll be working alone. There will be the community and the mentor, but essentially you will be working on alone. So you need to figure out things by yourself. So you need to be independent. You don't have to be dependent on your mentor or the community. You don't have to wait until your mentor say do this, do that. You need to figure out things by yourself. So you need sort of an independence as a person who's going to do GSOC. Resourcefulness. Again, this is like when, let's say, you have to set up the project, and you need to do it by yourself by referring to the documentation. And if there's these open source organizations, they do have great documentation. So you can literally find everything on their documentation, but you need to find it. So basically this means like how well you can Google. So that's pretty much it. And a questioning attitude. So you need to ask a lot of questions even when you are writing a proposal. So when you join that community, ask question. There's no questions stupid. There's no stupid questions. You can ask anything. Uh, and effective communication. This is really, really vital for your success as a GSOC contributor. So you need to communicate between the mentors and your community. This is both verbal and like written. So you need to have like great communication skills. You need to be able to communicate with your mentor when you're having a blocker. you need to able to find solutions with the help of your community. So having a great communication skill is going to be definitely going to be an added advantage in order to become a GSOC contributor. So yeah, when it comes to technical stuff, you should have at least one programming language that you are comfortable with, and also you need to have a functioning computer during this period, so you can work on this project. Software management, yeah, as I mentioned, that you need to able to like uh, able to install certain softwares, you need to set up the project environment. So those things, you need skills that you can set it up things by yourself. Yeah, you can get the help from the community, but still it's like you still some sort of needs some sort of skills related to that as well. So in conclusion, you don't have to be an expert, but as long as you are comfortable with uh, one programming language, you can find a project that related to that programming language. More on this will be explained by Puma later. And if you have like great soft skills, you're good to go. You don't have to be a professional or an expert in order to become just a contributor. So so let's take a look at how this whole process works. So first, what happens is GSOC is Google is going to announce that they are going to have Google Summer of Code this year, which they already have. So then what happens is the mentoring organization will start apply. So they are near. So once these mentoring organizations are applied, the Google will go through those organizations and they will select the organization that they think that would fit their criteria and everything. So for example, in 2023, we had 168 organizations. I think in 2020 we had close to 200. Last is it is a bit less, but still there's a lot of choices in that 168 organizations. So once the Google announces that, okay, these are the mentoring organizations that are going to participate GSOC this year, you can find an organization in that list, and you can join that community, talk with them, and they will have a project list that they think that they do want to do for GSOC. You can select a project from that, and you can write a proposal. So once this proposal application period is over, the mentors of this organization will go through your proposal. They will look whether are you giving the correct solution for that problem, whether this is doable, is the solution that you're proposing whether your solution can be done within this period, or have you had any previous experience regarding this sort of things. So mentors will go through your application like that before selecting you. So once you get selected as a contributor, then you can start work on your program. So as I mentioned, the standard coding size is 12 weeks, but you can extend these 12 weeks up to 22 weeks by talking to your mentor. Let's say you're having some sort of a exam that you cannot avoid those, then you need like 2 weeks off, then you can talk to your mentor, you can extend the time, but I would suggest you to stick to these 12 weeks as if possible, but yeah, the extension is also available. So yeah, this is the timeline for 2024. As you can see, today is like 20 January. So by Monday, the organization application period will be open, and by March 18, February 21, Google will announce the selected organizations. Then you can find an organization from that and write a proposal for one of the project ideas that organization has listed. So usually you don't have to wait until that Google announcing the uh, organization list, because the organizations that were in 2023 program, most of them will be there for 2024 as well. So you can select one from that even today as well. So there will be new ones. For example, as SAFE, the Sustainable Education Foundation, we are hoping to apply as a uh, mentoring organization for the first time this year. So you cannot find us on the last year's list, but you got what I mean. So you can go through the 2023 program list to find an organization. You don't have to wait until February 21st to find an organization, and you shouldn't be waiting that long uh, to join for an organization. You should join an organization as soon as possible. So yeah, so you have like 2 to 3 weeks to submit your proposal. Again, don't wait until March 18 to start writing your proposal. Start early as possible. Get it reviewed by those relevant mentors. Yeah, and if you have written a good proposal and you have been contributed to that community, you most will be get accepted to GSOC, and you will be announced as a selected contributor on May 1st. Then there will be like a 4-week community bonding period. You can use this to get to know the community better. You can talk to your mentor, and you can go through the proposal that you wrote. There will be some things that you need to tweak, or whether there are some things that you need to remove or add. You can use this sorry, you can use this period to get everything finalized, so you can start coding on May 27th. So yeah, then there will be like 12 weeks to code and complete your project. If it is like a medium-sized standard project, then by September 3rd, you will be done with your project, and GSOC will announce that you have successfully completed the project that you got selected. And if it is a large size project can take like 22 weeks, it will be November 14th for your final submission. So during this 12 weeks, you will be having 2 evaluations. First one is the midterm evaluation, and the other thing is the final evaluation. So during this evaluation, both the mentor and the contributor will get a form to submit. It will ask like about the progress and sort of things. So for a 12-week project, the midterm evaluation will be around week 6. And by the time that ideally you should be done by your project, at least 50%. And if not, you can talk to your mentors, tell that, okay, I'm a little bit behind, but I can still make it. So you can have a proper communication with your mentors before the midterm evaluation. And they will also ask you question like, so basically, by the midterm, you probably need to have some sort of an progress. Like the mentors should be able to say, okay, you're going to complete this one. So you need to have something, some progress to show. So if you get past this evaluation, that's when you get your stipend. For example, once you pass the midterm evaluation, you will be getting the 45% of your stipend, and the rest will comes after your final evaluation. So yeah, and usually this is like the phase actually you can get removed and failed from your GSOC contribution if you haven't done anything that is worth. So this is not going to happen often, but this is something that can happen. So just be aware. If you got selected, just do work on your project with your mentors, and the committee will help. So you don't have to struggle with that. But yeah, so these evaluations is something that you need to be uh, to keep on your mind and be prepared early so you can pass this. Um, yeah, so this is these are some useful links. I will share the slides afterwards. So yeah, so this is just a basic introduction about GSOC, how it works, and whether you should do it or not. I highly recommend you to apply. And don't get discouraged if you want if you didn't get selected the first time. You can always apply next time as well. For example, even myself didn't got selected in 2021, yeah, 2021, but I got selected on 2022. So good luck. And if there's anything that you need to get clarified or anything, you can always contact me. So yeah, good luck with your GSOC application. I hope everyone get selected and will be able to become a GSOC contributor. So yeah, thank you, Sayu.
Yes, thank you, Angela, for that insightful session. I think you gave a good idea, a good intro to what Google GSOC is actually and how newbies can contribute to it. So we will send the links that Angela shared right now into the live chat in YouTube. And also, if you have any questions, please drop them onto the live chat. We will be going through them in the end at our Q&A session. So yes, thank you, Angela. And next, we have our second speaker, who is also a GSOC mentor at OpenMRS, a GSOC student at the years 2021 and 2022 at MRS, OpenMRS. And he will be speaking on how you can choose a proper organization in GSOC. So without further ado, let's welcome Puma Ratnakar. Puma, take it away.
Hello. So, hello everyone. I think you can see the screen, right? Okay. So I think now you have good understanding about GSOC and its application process and the timeline and those stuff. So let's see how you can find a matching organization for Google Summer of Code 2024. So you might think this is like a little bit early to discuss about this topic because GSOC 2024 haven't even start the organization application period. But you can prepare from now, and I'll show you how to do it. So in GSOC, usually there are like hundreds of organizations and thousands of projects you can choose. And each of these organizations has their unique culture and unique set of projects and their technologies and also like different mentorship styles. So finding a matching organization from this is like a crucial point in GSOC because in GSOC you will be working with this selected organization throughout the summer. It's like 3 to 5 months. And also the organization and its community will impact your overall experience and the success in your GSOC program. So selecting an organization that aligns with your interests, expertise, and your career goals can maximize the impact of your contributions and maximize the benefits you can take, and will also like help you to keep motivated through the program. So so what we can consider when choosing an organization, mainly you have to think about two things. First one is who am I? Who am I means you have to identify your professional interests, your hobbies, your skill set and familiar technologies, and also what do you want from GSOC. Because before applying for GSOC organization, it's better to have a good understanding about what you need from GSOC. So after identifying these things, it's easier for you to filter out a set of matching organizations, and maybe you can make a list of potential organizations. And then you have to consider who are they. Who are they means they means the organizations. So when checking in organizations, you can consider a few things. The first thing you can consider is the basic details of the organizations, like their mission, their goals, and what kind of things they do, and how their work impact the world, and also their field. Field means in GSOC there might be organizations from different fields, like let's say medical and healthcare, and maybe AI and ML, astronomy, mathematics, operating systems, programming languages, likewise. And so you can find organization that match with your interesting field. And after that, you have to consider their technologies. Technologies means their main programming languages and the frameworks they use. For that, you can refer to the existing projects. So if you are good in, for an example, if you are good in Python, you can focus more on the organizations that use Python as their main programming language. So if you are familiar in some kind of a framework, then you can focus more on that. Focus more on the organizations that use that framework. So you can, with that, you can easily join and start contributing from the beginning. And then the next thing is consider about the community, because the community and the mentor are the people who will be helping you during the GSOC program. So here you can consider about things like their communication modes, number of active contributors, and also like their working style, and about their meetings and stuff. And after that, previous GSOC participation. That means things like their past GSOC projects, and past GSOC contributors, and what they are doing now, and also like success rates. And you can also consider things like the additional things they do during GSOC. For an example, some organizations might give the chance to the contributors to attend some conferences and do demonstrations on their ongoing work and their GSOC projects. And also some organizations might encourage you to write blog posts and do things like that. And the last thing is GSOC 2024 project ideas. Since it's little bit early, they might not have fixed list of project ideas, but they might have ongoing discussions about 2024 project ideas on their discussion forums. So you can go through those ideas, and if you have if there are any interesting ideas, you can learn about it, and you can discuss with them, and you can even participate in the discussions and show your interest. Okay, so next, let's see how can we find those details, and how can we get to know about these organizations. Okay, so as you know, so still we are in the still they haven't started the organization application period, and the list of accepted mentoring organizations will be published on February 21st. That means there's 1 month more. But the thing is, we can refer to GSOC 2023 organizations list. You can just search GSOC 2023 organizations. So can go here. We can refer to this list because most of the time, as Anjula said, these organizations will apply for GSOC 2024 as well, and most of the time they will get selected. And yeah, so here you can see the categories of the organizations like artificial intelligence, science and medicine, social and communication, those stuff. So with this, you can filter out the organizations based on your interest. So for an example, we can go to science and medicine, and we can see the organizations that work on this field. Okay, then with the search box, you can search for organizations. For an example, let's say Python Foundation. Like us, you can search for known organizations, or you can search for a technology. For an example, if you are familiar with Spring Boot, you can search for Spring Boot, and it will give the list of organizations that use Spring Boot in their tech stack. And also you can search for topics. It's like let's say machine learning. You can search the projects which are related to machine learning and stuff. Okay, so let's go to one of these organizations. Let's say you are interested in astronomy. Let's go to this one, Open Astronomy. When you go here, you can, since this is 2023 organization, you can see the number of projects they offered last year, and the contributors and those things. And in the top, you can see the technologies they use and the topics related to their projects and their websites, and the basic introduction to their organization. And they also have this contributor guidance. And in the right side, you can find the contact details like the email. There are chat rooms and discussion forums and those things. For an example, we can go to the discussion forum. So you can like log in and communicate with them. And also, if we go to this contributor guidance, they have mentioned the steps of being steps for applying as a GSOC contributor, the things you have to do and the prerequisites, those stuff. And let's check another organization, which is let's say OpenMRS, which is the organization I did GSOC, and the organization I mentored last year. So here also you can see a similar one, the projects and the technologies, topics, and these discussion forums. So if you go to these discussion forums, you might find the discussions on GSOC 2024. For an example, I can show this like this, project brainstorming, their project lists, those things. So likewise, you can go through this list and find a matching organization, maybe 2 or 3 matching organizations. Yeah. So after choosing an organization, what should we do? So after choosing an organization, the first thing you have to do is like interact with them. Interacting with an open source group is sort of like walking in on a party where it seems like everyone knows each other, and they are talking different things, and those things you might be interested or not. So in that kind of situation, you can just walk right up and interact, or maybe observe their interactions for a while and then go and interact. Similarly, in GSOC, what you can do is just join their communication channels and the discussion forums like Slack, Gitter, Discourse. You can find these links from the previous organizations list. And then you can attend in meetings and discussions. Since these are like open source, you can attend their meetings because most of the meetings are like public. You can just participate and talk with them. And then introduce yourself during the meetings or in the discussion forums. The organizations might have their own ways to introduce yourself. They might have mentioned it in their documentations and stuff. So yeah, introduce yourself and then do some contributions. Because most of the organizations might ask you to do some contributions like send some PRs, pull request in order to like get higher chance of getting selected for the organization for GSOC. So it's better to like do some contributions in the organization. And next, when they finalize the project list, find a potential project, or maybe even before they finalize the project list, you can contact them and discuss about the ideas, and then clarify the doubts with the mentors and the community. And after that, after like choosing a project, you can start making the proposal. And in the next few minutes, Kumudita will explain you about making the proposal. And in conclusion, choose an organization that aligns with your interests and skills, because it will help you to keep motivated throughout the program, and interact with the mentors and the community, and do some contributions. As I said earlier, find a potential project and start making the proposal from now onwards. Yeah, so that's what I had to tell you today. Yeah, so thanks for watching and thanks for listening. If you have any questions, you can contact me, or during the session, you can post it in the comment thread. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Puma. Thank you for covering a crucial aspect, which is choosing the right organization when it comes to GSOC. Thank you for that insightful session. We have some questions on the live chat as well, so we'll take a look at them at the end in the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the live chat. We will go through them in the Q&A. So next up is our session on how to write a good proposal, which is a very, very important aspect when it comes to GSOC. And for that, we have software engineering intern at IFS, a GSOC mentor at OpenMRS, a GSOC student at 2022 at OpenMRS, Kumudita Karunaratne. Kumudita, take it away.
Hi, Yasir. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, let me share my screen first. Yeah, hope my screen is visible. Yeah, as mentioned, I'll be talking about how to create a proposal for GSOC. So let's see how we can go through. So first thing, why is this proposal important? So when talking about GSOC, we know how to now, as Anjula and Puma mentioned, we know what is GSOC, what's the timeline, and how to select an organization. The next thing is getting selected into GSOC. So getting selected means the proposal, your proposal is the application, and it plays a crucial role when it comes to getting selected into GSOC. So it will decide whether you got selected or not. So in this proposal, I will describe everything in further slides. So in this proposal, what you are going to do is basically what is you have to like describe who are you and what is the solution that you're gonna give for the project, and what have you got from like what have you learned, and what is the background research you have done regarding the project that you selected, and how you're going to implement it, and those kind of things will be included in the project. So moving on. So there are a few things that we need to know before writing a proposal, and Piyushmal mentioned most of the things. And first thing is once you select an organization, of course, once you select an organization, still most of the organizations, I think they haven't released their proposal, their project lists for 2024. So once they release, you can, first thing and the best thing is to go through the project list and ask. Then once you go through the project list, of course, if you are new to the organization, you will get questions, and of course you will find there are mentors that are assigned for each project. You can contact them using their mediums, their communication mediums, like Slack. For example, in OpenMRS, we use Slack and OpenMRS Talk, the discourse channel. And you can like create, for example, in OpenMRS, as I've seen, when GSOC, in the GSOC application period, most of the interested contributors will create their own threads for the interested project ideas, and they will show their findings, what I have found, what is the research I have done, and they will also ask questions in the thread. And not only the mentors, the community will also help. There are great communities with open source organizations. They will also help. And the next thing is, as I mentioned, do a research and find the best project that suits you. So in that case, you can go through once you do your research, going through the project list, you can ask questions and get familiar. And at the end, I think you will see like this project will suit me. So this will there can be not only one, there can be like, you can have 3 applications. You can add put 3 applications for GSOC. So if you have time, and you can write 3 proposals for 3 projects that you like, and find the projects that suits you once you have done your research, and it will be very easy to write the proposal as well. And moving on. So what should the proposal contain? So here I will be like giving out, like telling you what are the sections that you should include to make a strong proposal. So let's go point by point. And the first thing is an introduction about yourself. So here it's a place. I'll show you some examples of our proposals once this slide is finished, so you can get a better understanding what I'm explaining here. So in the introduction, what you do is you introduce yourself. Who are you? What you have done? If you have worked on open source organization, you can add them as well there. So those will be the plus points. And also, not only if you haven't done open source contributions, you can also add other, like your pet projects. You can link to your GitHub links for those projects, those kind of things. And you can like showcase yourself, like I am capable of doing this project. And the next point will be the requirement. So when it comes to the requirement, requirement is the background of the project that you selected. For example, if you selected a project, once you do the research, you know what is this project, what's happening, and what is the requirements that it needs. And so let's say if it's an existing solution, so the project idea is to create a better solution for an existing solution. So in that case, you can like differentiate what is the existing solution and what are the issues with the current solution. Those kind of things you can add there in the requirement section. So, and the next thing would be, okay, when it comes to the requirement, we can also talk about functional requirements. So functional requirements in the sense, like once you go through your project idea, you get some, like there are some functional features which requires for this project to be a success. So in that case, you can like create a table. I'll show you some examples. Create a table, and these are the functional requirements we need for this project. And these are like you can add a priority level as well. So some of the things, like if let's say it's a huge project, you can add some functionalities which has a low priority and some like main features with a high priority. Those kind of things you can add on those functional requirement part. And other thing is the non-functional requirement. So non-functional requirement in the sense like improved performance, the user experience, these kind of things are related to non-functional part. So moving on, next will be next section would be the design. So here, so in the requirement section, you describe what is the project, what are the current solution, what are the issues with it. You describe, you showed that you have got the idea of the project. So in the design, what you're going to do is you're going to give your solution or propose your solution. So in this case, you will be describing each the best, like it's good to describe all main features in a descriptive manner, and how you're going to solve it. Those kinds of things should be added, so it will be a good and strong proposal. So when writing the design, you can use, it's better to use wireframes and mockups to show your solution in a clear way. So yeah, so with that, the mentors and your admins will see that you have a good solution and a strong proposal as well. So with that, next section would be the implementation section. So in this section, so requirement, you showed what is the proposal, the project idea is about. In the design, you mentioned what is your solution. And in the implementation, what you're going to do is you are going to like show what is your what are the tools that you're going to use for your project, and what are the libraries. Make sure to like elaborate with each tool or the technology that you're mentioning, like why I'm using this library, and add a sentence why you are using this library, like add a reason for that. And also as mentioned in the design section, you may have let's say you may have 5 views to implement. In the design section, you added few more wireframes, how you're going to, like, what is the solution that you're proposing. And in the implementation, you can again write about those 5 views, and you can add how you're going to implement those views. Let's say you have I'm using this UI library, I'm using this endpoint to fetch these forms for users. You can mention those as well. So those kind of things you can get from the organization's documentations. As Anjul mentioned, the open source organizations have good documentation, so those will help. And also the community's help, you will be able to achieve that as well. And with that, the next thing would be the timeline. So talking about the timeline, timeline is the section where where you show like how you're gonna achieve like how we are going to break down this. Let's say you get assigned for a medium size project, so you get 3 months, or let's say 12 weeks. So within these 12 weeks, how we are going to break down those 12 weeks and how we are going to deliver your end product at the end of the 12th at the 12th week. So this you can depict in this timeline. So yeah, let's look at few proposals. Hope my screen is visible. Give me a second. Yeah. So this is my proposal in 2022, which I created I wrote for a form builder, creating a form builder for OpenMRS. They had an existing solution, and this is a improved version of the form builder. That was the project that I wrote. So, and another thing, when it comes to the proposal structure, it might depend from organization to organization, because as I know, OpenMRS, this is the OpenMRS template. So there are some sections, that required sections, like mentioned what like you have to write about ourselves and what you have done, and there are a few questions that you need to answer. This section is also related to OpenMRS proposal template. So you need to talk about experience. What is the experience you have done? So there are some guidelines for each organization. So make sure to go through organizational guidelines for GSOC and proposals. So for example, in OpenMRS, they need like 3 minimum pull requests in order to get selected into GSOC. And also there is another requirement that you should achieve Dev 1 badge in the OpenMRS community. So Dev 1 is the badge that you get once you do a contribution, your first contribution to OpenMRS. So these are related to OpenMRS template. And here is the interesting part, the proposal that we talked. So here, as we go through, is an introduction. What is the project and the project background? I've mentioned about few the components that I have, about components, and I've gone through each component. What is the current thing that they have, and also mentioned if there's what are the issues with it, and the functionalities which it has. And also I have used a few diagrams to show, like, this is the structure, that how a form is created. So these things are you'll get these things. So once you do your research, you will get an idea how things work. So you can add them as well. So these things will be important, including screenshots. And yeah, I've described the whole components here. And coming up, here's the functional requirement that I told you. So as you can see, it's a table where I've written what are the functional requirements that we need and a priority level. So I had most of them are must-have things. So yeah, this is the functional requirement that I wrote, and this is the non-functional part. So here we talked about the improvement of performance, user-friendly application. You can talk about UI UX part as well. And next, the design section. So here I'm proposing what is my solution, what I'm going to create. Here I've created few basic wireframes, and for each component, and how it's going to structure, and mentioned a few changes that I've done. And these are about each component. And once you go down, you can find the implementation section. So in this implementation section, you need to, like, once, as I mentioned, in the design part, you tell what's your proposal, the solution, and in the implementation, you are writing how you're going to implement it. So I have like added screenshots. These are UI mockups that I created using Figma. So OpenMRS uses Carbon Design. So there's a library that we can use and create UI mockups. So I created each mockup and I also mentioned what are the endpoints that I'm going to use for in each component. So this is the dashboard, and I'm like, so in the dashboard, basically they have all there are set of forms, so it just shows or displays all the forms there. So I like went through the documentation and found what is the endpoint calling, and I mentioned what is the endpoint, what are the parameters it uses, those kind of things. It's good to add them again, and you can also add like, it depends on your project, so you can add different demos, you can add different codes. Yeah, it depends on the project idea. So yeah, this is about the other components, scheme editor, and you can add this section if you like. So here what we talk about is like what are the further improvements after GSOC, after once this current once this proposed solution is done, what are the further enhancement that we can do for this project. And this is the timeline section that I mentioned. So here you can see I've like divided each, what is the deliverable, the description, and the duration that I take for delivering each feature or view. So yeah, this is the timeline, and of course we have a summary, like where we summarize everything that we wrote, and you can include a reference section as well. Yeah, these things are like in report writing, I think most of you have learned in your university when writing reports, there are some fields that need to have in a report, and so yeah, include them in the proposal as well, so you can have a strong proposal. So yeah, next one would be one of the best proposals. This is Pumal's proposal in 2022. So let's go through. I'll quickly go through with this. So Pumal had done like a number of contributions to OpenMRS. So this in 2022 is second time participating. So it's many PRs. So like this proposal is kind of like they cannot say no for these kind of proposals. So make sure to have a strong proposal. And let's go through, and there's an introduction at the same structure because we are in OpenMRS, both of us. So as a project background, and he have like added rich picture diagrams. So these things are plus points, and also shows mentors that you have a good understanding about the concepts and the project that you are doing. And you can see stakeholder diagrams, and have added few tables, and also added some personas and user stories. So yeah, these are like pretty good for a proposal. And there are the few sections, and he also mentioned each component and how what is the current thing, and the functional requirement part. So we'll share these proposals with you. I know I'm going through each proposal. You cannot even see it very clearly with this. Yeah, we'll share these links once this session is over. So this is the functional requirement part, and again a rich picture diagram about the overall system. he has talked about the system architecture and added other UI mockups. Yeah, these are like this is a really good example for a strong proposal. So like don't panic like when you see like wow, how can I achieve something like this, don't panic, take your time. So now you have plenty of time to start, so take time and start working on your proposal. Yeah, that's it, and I'll move on to my final slides. So some tips on writing a successful proposal. First thing is to, as I mentioned, go through the organizational guidelines. It's really important, because when marking proposals, once the proposals are submitted, like mentors and organizations like strictly go through the proposals and seeing whether they have gone through the guidelines correctly. So make sure to go through the guidelines. It's a must. And next thing, showcase your skills and passion, as mentioned by Pumal. Join the community, do contributions, go into their meetings. Don't ask join into their meetings, ask questions. There are no stupid questions, because like anything that if we are new to something, if they're like for an organization, it would be really hard to understand. So ask questions. The communities are really friendly, so don't worry about anything. And as I mentioned, do a research and find a project that suits you. With this time, you can go through the project list and find a project or few projects, as you can apply for 3. Yeah. And next thing, and another crucial thing, make sure the proposal is clean and well structured. So we'll share these proposals as I mentioned, and also you will get templates with different organizations. They will have different templates. So make sure to follow the structure and make it clean, and also write your proposal really clean, so the others can understand. And next thing, and another important thing is, when you're writing a proposal, contact the mentors and get your proposal reviewed. So this can be done. So in OpenMRS last year, we also in the application period, the students or the contributors sent the proposals to the mentors through communication mediums, so we can review and give feedback. So this will really show mentors that you are interested in this project, and also they will also help you to write a strong proposal. So that will be a really good point for getting selected for GSOC. So with that, and this concludes my presentation, and I'll share the proposals with you all now. And if there's any questions, please feel free to ask questions, and also reach out me through LinkedIn or any other mediums. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Kumudita. I think you covered a very important aspect on applying for GSOC, which is the proposal, which is a very important aspect. So thank you for that. So yeah, we have some comments. Oh no, we can cover it later. Fine. Right. Thank you very much, Kumudita, for that insightful session. Next, we move on to our final speaker. He is a GSOC student in 2023 at OpenMRS, Randila Premaratna. So Randila will be covering his experience and also an awareness session on what happens during GSOC and his experience after GSOC. So Randila, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sairu. So hi everyone, I'm Randila, and let me share my screen first. Yeah, so I'm Randila, and currently I'm contributing to OpenMRS as a Dev2 developer, and I'm also contributing to Safe Sustainable Education Foundation as a community developer. So I did GSOC last year, 2023, and it was like kind of my first internship. So I learned a lot from it, and so today I'm gonna share my experience with you, what happened during GSOC period for me and what happened after the GSOC period. So my project is the extending end-to-end test coverage in OpenMRS 3.0 RFL. So end-to-end testing is like it's a type of test that simulates an real-world scenario, and it tests the systems, tests the products. So it's like basically automating the things that manual tester do. So I was I had to cover the OpenMRS patient chart repository and core repository. So that was my project. So I'll talk about how I manage my time and what are the challenges I faced, and how I communicate with my mentors and stuff, and how I document my project. And after that, I'll talk about what happened after the GSOC. So in time management, so in your project proposal, there's a slot for plan your timeline in your project. So make sure to do your research correctly and make sure to fill that correctly, because it's gonna be your timetable and it's gonna be your timeline for your project. So in my case, I didn't stick to that plan, and it puts me in a very difficult place. It puts me in a tight spot. So but later I was able to catch up. But the thing is, it's better to stick to your plan. It's better to stick to your timetable. And I think I was able to catch up because I'm doing testing and need to test like it's some kind of repetitive thing. I don't have to like know anything new or something. But so if you are doing something like doing on something in front end or something, you have to think about those things. It's better to stick to your plan and finish your work in time. So let's talk about facing challenges. So you all know when you're doing these kind of projects, it's not gonna like smooth sailing. So you will always face problems. You will always have blockers. So for me, I faced a lot of problems, faced a lot of challenges in my GSOC period. So, and as an example, I had this blocker in GitHub Action, and it was actually out of my scope. So what I did was I contacted my mentors, and they told me to share it with community. And we have in OpenMRS, we have this thing called talk, and it's where we discussed, I think, Pumal showed it. So I made a thread, and people actually came to help me, and they try to figure it out, and they make another issue, and they actually fixed it within the GSOC time, and I was able to finish my project in time. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have any kind of problem and any kind of issue, make sure to contact your mentors and make sure to share it with your community, because these communities have really good software engineers, experienced one. So they'll help you, and no one's gonna judge you, because sometimes most of the new students think like asking for help is like kind of damaging their reputation, but that's not how it works. Like it's like it shows that you are trying to learn something new, and when you are asking for help, make sure to do your research about the issue and try to fix it yourself. And after you can't figure it out, just tell your mentors and just tell the community. And actually, I saw some people didn't do that, and some people didn't do what their mentor said, and they failed their project. So make sure to get help from your community. So let's talk about documentation and blogging. So sorry. In OpenMRS, we have this thing called wiki, and it's where we hold all the information about the project. So let me show it. So this is my this is the wiki page for my project. So it holds every information about your project. So you have to update this every week, and you have to update what you are doing in here. And we have to submit a report every week. So in OpenMRS, we have to write a blog post about what you did that week, what are the blockers that you come across, and how you solve them. And here are my blog post. So even if your organization doesn't require to do this, I mean, I recommend you to write a blog post, because you can share it on LinkedIn, and you can share it with your world, and you can share it to get an idea about your project. So that way you can show that you are doing some work and show your work. So communicating with mentors. So I have like really great mentors, Anjula and Puma. So Anjula was my primary mentor, and Puma was my secondary mentor. So we have this weekly meeting scheduled at every week. So in that we discussed about the project and progress and everything. So they taught me like really new things. Like I was a really beginner level software engineer at that point. I didn't even know what are the APIs are. So they are the ones who told me about what are the APIs and how to find them and stuff. So I learned a lot of things related to project and not related to project. So, and make sure to have a good communication with the mentors, because they are the ones who are designing the project. So make sure to listen to them. So I know some people who didn't listen to the mentors, and they like take blind advices from their friends and other guys, and they actually failed the projects. I mean, not failed, but they didn't come to the expectation of the GSOC. So make sure to and they later later sorry, they later accuse the mentors like they don't have those kind of skill for a project, and they don't understand their project. But the thing is, the mentors are the ones who design in these projects. Most of the organizations, mentors are the ones who design in these projects. So make sure to listen them and succeed with them. So yeah, so after the GSOC, I mean, for me, I had a great stipend, and I really appreciate it. And I learned a lot from this GSOC period. And and I think this GSOC is one of plus point that you can have in your resume as a student. And if you make sure that continue the contributions to those open source organizations that you worked on. So because these organizations have a lot of opportunities waiting for you. So in OpenMRS, we have a fellowship program. It's like an internship, and they have also a lot of opportunities like job opportunities. And you can also try for next GSOC 2. I think you can apply for GSOC twice, and also you can, if you are up to it, you can be a mentor. And if you're up to it, you can be org admin too, like I think Pumal. So I think that concludes my session, and thank you for having me here. Yeah, and I wish you all the best in this upcoming GSOC 2024.
Thank you, Randila, for sharing your experience and taking us through what you went through at your time at OpenMRS as a student last year, as a student at GSOC. So that concludes all the awareness sessions that are done by the speakers, and now it's time to move on to the Q&A session. So if you have any questions for our panel of speakers, so we have 4 speakers who spoke to you today on various topics regarding GSOC. And if you have any questions, please drop them onto the live chat at YouTube, and we will answer them accordingly. So we have a few questions. I'll be acting as the moderator. I'll pick some and okay. So we have a question: what programming languages should I know to participate in GSOC? By Hiroshi. Who can take this? Angela, how about you?
Yeah, sure. So there's no like a single programming language that you need to know to do GSOC. You can find a GSOC project for every programming language. So as Uma showed, if you go to the GSOC organizations list, you can search by the programming language as well. So if it is Java, you can just search Java, then it will show the organizations that using Java. So, but you need to know at least one programming language. You need to be a little bit comfortable with that programming language. It can be anything, Python, Ruby, .NET, anything. You just need to be comfortable, because when you are working on your project, you need to focus on building the project, not to learn programming language or anything. So yeah, so you need to have a programming language that you are kind of comfortable in.
Yeah. So just a follow-up question for that, Angela. So let's say there is, let's say I'm a beginner in Python, but I want to contribute to an organization having a Python project or something like that. But I'm still learning Python. I'm a beginner. Would you recommend me to go for it, or a language that I'm more familiar with, let's say Java or something?
So yeah, if you're according to your example, you can go to that Python organization. You can go through the idea list as well. You can see, so there will be like a difficulty level for each project as well. There can be some projects that is, even though the scope of the project is big, but the complexity is a little bit lower. So you can talk to that mentors as well. You can say, okay, I have like a beginner level of expertise in Python. Will I be able to still contribute this project and make it to the GSOC? So, and I think as long as you are providing a valid solution in your proposal, and if the mentors are also agree with your solution and went through your proposal, and that shows you can you'll be able to work on that project even you are a beginner. But having some experience in that language more than as a beginner will be easy for you, right? So you don't have to learn about the language. You can just continue working on your project. But yeah, as a learning experience, yeah, you can make that part also and challenge and go for a organization that's something you can go for an organization that you have a programming language that you are a beginner. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Anjali. Thank you for that. And thank you, Hiroshi, for your question. We have another question that has already been answered by Jayasankar. So there's a question: can a group submit a proposal together to work on a single project? And we have an answer to that. Group applications are not accepted. You have to apply individually. I think that's true, Jayasankar. Anything that anyone wants to add to that?
No, yeah. So I think we got the same question last year as well. I can still remember that one. But yeah, you cannot. This projects are individual. You cannot participate as a group.
Yeah. How about just a follow-up question for that? Do you said in the beginning that you need to be above 18 years old to be a part of GSOC? Do you need to be enrolled in any university or anything or something program like that to take part and contribute to GSOC? No.
So they had this restriction that only university students can participate. I think it was until 2021. But after 2021, they removed it. Now anyone can, who's older than 18 can apply. So yeah.
Right. Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have some. Yeah, so we have actually sent the proposals that were shared by Kumudita and into our live chat, so you can check them out as well. Sort of give you an idea on what a really good proposal looks like. Kumudita's one and Puma's one is also there, so take a look at those two. And yeah, that we have some questions internally, so I'll take one by one. Right, okay. So what should I do to improve my chances of being selected as a GSOC contributor? Maybe Pumal, you can take that.
Yeah, to improve your chance of getting selected, that will mainly depend on your interactions with the community in the organization. So if you can like join the organization like little bit earlier and attend their meetings and like get to know about the members, the community, then you can have a higher chance of getting elected. And also you have to write a good proposal also. And like if they know that you are capable of doing the project, then you can definitely get the chance to get selected.
Good.
So yeah, that's it. So like basically
Another thing,
yeah, go on.
So yeah, I think when it comes to reviewing a proposal, there will be some sort of evaluation process that all the mentors follow. For example, at OpenMRS, we had this metrics. So it's a document like how we are going to mark your proposal. So it was available for everyone, public. So when you are like writing your proposal, you can just write things directly answering those questions. And I had things like how about have you joined weekly discussions? Have you sent let's say you have sent one PR, you will get 3 points. If you have sent like 3 or 5 PR, you can get 5 points. So we had something like that at OpenMRS there. So you, I think there are others organizations also that follow something similar, and it will be public, so you can find it and you can just write your proposal that based on that. And also you can let's say regarding the contributions, so it says like you need to have like 5 PRs to get the 5 points. You can start sending the 5 PRs yeah. So and when it comes to joining those discussions and weekly discussion, it's not just like joining the call and just waiting there. So just introduce yourself, ask something, and if there's no anything to work on, you can ask that as well. Say that you're new to this organization, but the existing issues that there you have is not suitable for me. If there's anything that I can work on, so communicate with the team. Sorry, with the people in that community, and make appearances every once in a while, so they know you even before you are starting sending the proposal. So yeah, and as Perumal and others mentioned, so there are different ways of communicating between your community. There will be Slack channels, Discourse groups, or anything. So if you're facing an issue, just create a thread on those platforms, document it so others can help it, and they know that you're facing this bug, and they will see your name very often, right? So then when you are sending your proposal asset, they know like, oh, this person that sending this PR. So yeah.
So in addition to having a really good proposal, you also need to be interactive, network with people. That's very important. So yeah, good that we covered that as well. Yeah, so we have another question. Can I submit more than one proposal? Maybe Kumudita, you can take that. Is it possible?
Yeah. Yeah, you can submit more than one proposals. Like as I mentioned, you can submit for as I remember, for 3 projects. Am I correct, Angela? That's right. You can.
Yeah, you can 3. You can up to
Yeah,
apply
for
for
3
3.
projects, and like when writing the project, you can like get reviews for that. And also, as I remember, you can submit as like there is a deadline for your submission, so you can submit until between the deadline. You can like submit a draft and then submit your next one, and at final you can finalize everything and submit your final proposal. Yeah, it's possible.
So that you said you can submit 3 proposals for 3 projects, right? 3 projects.
Yeah.
So that has to be in the same organization, or can the contributor apply to multiple organizations? Is it possible?
It's possible
It's
to apply.
Possible.
Multiple or the
Multiple.
single. It's just 3 proposals. It doesn't have a restriction.
Right.
And
It won't affect.
one thing is I would
Yeah.
I would be recommending like focusing on 3 projects, right? I would recommend you to focus on one project and try to get into that one, then writing 3 separate projects for 3 different organizations. At least if you're going to write more than one proposal for an for GSOC, at least try to make it for the same organization, so the things will be a bit the same. So yeah.
After we submit the proposal, is it possible that we can do some changes, maybe edit it or later?
Once the deadline is after the deadline, you can't. So before the deadline, you can before the deadline you can replace your proposal.
Right. Okay.
That's good. And just always upload your draft. Just start whenever each time you update your proposal, just add your draft there. If let's say you forgot to submit on time, you will be at least you will be submitted the latest draft you had. So keep that on mind as well. So I think Jasank has added a comment regarding that whether you have to be a student or not. So yes, you don't have to be a student, but they say that you have to be a beginner to open source. So that means like this should be your first open source experience, as GSOC mentioned in their documentation as well. Their aim is to get new people into open source. So they are encouraging the mentoring organization to check whether they are like a seasoned open source contributor or not. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you, Jayasankar, for your comments on our live chat as well. Bhavanta Ratnaik has said hi. Hi, Bhavanta. Yeah, we have one more question. Maybe Randhira, you can take this one. I mean, we all talked about the benefits of contributing in GSOC, and the question is that will GSOC help me to get an internship, or will GSOC count as an internship placement? Randhila, maybe you can.
Yeah, I guess it considers as an internship too, and it'll be a plus point in your resume to like land on an internship because it's some kind of hard to get selected, and if you have that certification, it will show that you are eligible to complete a project and work with mentors and as an intern.
Right. Yeah. Okay. The certification comes directly from Google as well,
Google.
right? Yeah, Google as well. Okay. Thank you, Randila. I think that's it from my end for the internal questions. Yeah. Anyone else have anything more to add on? I think we have all lot of questions on the live chat as well. Anyone of the
Yeah.
speakers into it?
Yeah, I think you guys can contact us or anything regarding GSOC. So you can find us on social media. And this year, Sustainable Education Foundation, we, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to have been hoping to apply as a GSOC mentoring organizations. But we cannot be sure that whether we get selected or not. But I think we have Piumal this year. He's an org-admin at OpenMRS. So OpenMRS is going to be definitely there for this year as well. So if you have anything regarding like OpenMRS, and you can contact Piumal or others as well. So yeah, you can join the relevant communities. So I think Piumal, maybe you can drop a link to the wiki or something where they can see the project. I will drop a link of to Safe Handbook as well. You can go through it and join our communities. So let me find it. Yeah, so I shared the project idea list that we created. So and Puma has shared the project idea list for OpenMRS as well. So if there's if there's a project that you are interested in, you can join the community and start having a discussion regarding that project, that saying that you are interested in that one, and you can start getting clarified things. Yeah, I think so I think I hope everyone applies this year. Don't get discouraged that if you didn't get selected, keep on trying. And let's say you didn't got selected, don't ghost the whole of the community, right? Be there throughout the year, and if you got rejected, you can contact those mentors and ask why did I got rejected. So you can get some sort of feedback why you didn't got selected. So that will be helpful for you for next time. And yeah, so don't ghost the community. Be there, trying to contribute. So yeah, and after GSOC, yeah, as Komudita mentioned, there will be different opportunities based on the organization, like the fellowship from OpenMRS, and also you can become a mentor in the following year. So yeah, there will be more opportunities around that as well. So keep on contributing as Google and everything wants. This is just your starting point to get into open source. So once you are started done with GSOC, keep contributing to open source softwares. So and yeah, and Piuma, Rantia, do you have anything to add?
No, Angela.
Right
No.
then. Okay. Thank you very much to all the speakers, and I would like to say a comment I think we got from Jayasankar. He says, "Yeah, it's a really great comment. We can, yeah, I think, yeah, this one as well. I think doesn't matter about the experience level. I mean, it does, but you can always try, right? That's the important thing. You can try. I mean, even if you don't get selected, there's always next year, so you can apply for next year as well. So from every experience, you can learn something. So that's the most important thing. So yeah, as Jayasanka mentions, go for it, and let's see what happens. And yes. This is a really great quote. Thank you, Jayasankar. You were the last year for the awareness session as well. So thank you for staying with us through the end. And thank you to all the speakers for your time and dedication and participating and helping us out with this awareness session. Anjula, Puma, Kumudithu, Randla, thank you for your time. I know you are busy with this stuff, and we hope that all the listeners out there in YouTube will apply to this year's GSOC and learn something more and take an experience out of the world of coding and actually get an fall in love with open source. So turn your passion into code. And thank you very much for your time. And this recording will also be available in our YouTube channel, SlitFOSS community, after this live session ends. So take a look at that. You can rewind and watch the areas that you need. And the links will also be available in the live chat. So go check them out. And yes, that's it from my end. I hope you have learned something from this session and have a very pleasant evening. Thank you very much. Good night.